Hello, my name is Gerald Manapon, and today I will be discussing a historical analysis of U.S. hurricanes and tropical storm tracks. I'll be using the Ignite format, which provides for 20 slides, 15 seconds each. Born and raised in Hawaii, I've become accustomed to the many wonders and beauties that Mother Nature has afforded us in the state of Hawaii. On the other hand, we've also witnessed Mother Nature's furious side. In 1982, we endured Hurricane Eva, a Category 1 hurricane that cost the state $312 million in damage. My fondest memory as a child of going through that hurricane was crying to my dad and pleading to bring in our pet rabbits who were stuck outside during the hurricane. Needless to say, we saved our rabbits from harm. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey hit the Gulf Coast of Texas with speeds of 130 miles per hour as a Category 4 hurricane. A couple weeks later, Hurricane Irma, with the wind speeds of 185 miles per hour, hit Puerto Rico and Florida as a Category 5 hurricane. As a member of the ARIA team at JPL, we provide derived products from synthetic aperture radar for urgent response. In the case of Hurricane Harvey, we produce flood proxy maps, which are maps of areas that are likely flooded in the Houston area. We propagated them to first responders and emergency agencies on the ground. In the case of Hurricane Irma, we generated damage proxy maps, which provides maps of areas that are likely damaged. Yellow to red indicates more significant ground surface change. In a single season, two major hurricanes that hit the US within weeks of each other will cost $150 billion in damage. So the question arises, is this a rare occurrence? Multiple major hurricane strikes on US soil in a single season? How often does it happen? And where does it happen? To investigate, I used the IB-Track's Best Track dataset, which is the most complete global set of historical tropical cyclones available out there. It is provided by NOAA. And here you can see sort of the NC dump of the dataset. I also needed to use a cartographic boundary shapefile of US states and territories in order to be able to filter hurricane tracks based on intersection with these polygons. The step of extraction, transformation, and loading to create a tidy dataset was necessary and time-consuming because we need to be able to filter down the hurricanes that touched US soil. Using the filter dataset, we found 635 storm tracks that touched US soil. Doing a histogram over the occurrences of tropical storms over the seasons, we found that a mean of 4 storms per season will hit US soil. This joint plot with bivariate KDE shows an interesting trend in the upper right quadrant, showing that within the last 100 years, higher category hurricanes have been occurring more often. So let's filter down to the worst case scenario, multiple Category 5 strikes on the US. Thankfully, only 13 storms have hit the US with Category 5, and none of them happened in the same season. On the other hand, when we lower our threshold to major hurricanes, that's Categories 3, 4, and 5, there are 21 seasons in which multiple US striking hurricanes have occurred. Quite a number. The histogram at the bottom shows seasons with multiple major hurricane strikes on US soil bin by decade. And throughout recorded history, it seems to be a much more commonplace occurrence. Calculating the discrete temporal differences between these occurrences and running descriptive statistics on them, we find that These occurrences happen about every 7 years with a standard deviation of about 5 years. In conclusion, the fact that multiple storms can hit in a single season is something that is not rare, but actually happens quite often. So, like the sign says, be prepared for the storm ahead. Thank you.